What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Brandon, and in today's video, we're going to be going over an updated review of the Questrade Online Brokerage platform. This is one of the most popular options when it comes to DIY, do-it-yourself investing in Canada. I've been investing with Questrade since I started my DIY journey, and today I wanted to give you guys an update. I wanted to go inside my account, show you guys what the platform's all about, kind of like a, under the hood look at how, this platform may work or may not work for you. If you actually stick around to the end of the video, we are filming this video during market hours, and I am actually going to be placing a trade. So there's a stock that I've identified that I just want to bump up, and I'll show you guys kind of how that all works, because I have done a number of videos reviewing platforms in Canada. On Questrade particularly, I've done like a full walkthrough video that's done very well, hundreds of thousands of views, going through every single metric. I've done reviews on Quest Wealth, which is their robo-advisor service. If you want to check those out, feel free to search them up on the channel. I'll actually link them down below for you as well. But it has been a little while since I've done an update. And since then, there have been some evolvements, both pros and cons, and I'd like to make everything clear, basically give you guys all the information, give you guys the best, lay out all the information out there so that you guys can make the best decision as to whether this is a platform that works best for you. What I'd like to start this video off with is actually talking about the negatives or the cons that have evolved since I've posted my previous videos. I know nobody likes to start with the cons, but hey, we're going to flip the script here, and that's how we're going to be doing it. Because the one slight that I would say against Questrade, which is very notable, especially as of recently, is the customer support. Now, in particular, I can share with you guys why this hits a nerve with me. This is my account here with Questrade. You'll note that I have one TFSA, my individual TFSA. I'll obviously be blurring out the account numbers here. But I actually had tried on multiple occasions to transfer an account in from another broker. I was trying to move my RRSP from a specific other brokerage into Questrade. You'll note that I tried here once. Action required. This was failed. I tried again and again. So dating back to December of 2020. So that's going on, 4 or 5 months now? Really fast. About 5 months that I was trying to get my account into Questrade, and time again, there were issues because a certain security was not transferable. That's, just the way it is sometimes. But I was unable to get in contact with the support because they've been overflowed with customers. Now, a great example of this is that in my previous video, we talked about how you could contact their chat line. I said it's a great feature for getting in touch with the support team. Back 2 years ago even, that's not long ago, but 2 years ago, when you hit the chat with us button, you could get, maybe there'd be 10, 12 people in line and you'd have to wait a little bit, but you would ultimately get to a service rep, you'd get your inquiry resolved, and then you could go move on with your day. Nowadays, because of the pandemic, because of the increase in demand for investing, and everyone's at home and just everyone's investing is cool now and everyone wants to start investing, they have not been able to keep up with the demand. In many cases, when you go into the chat line, it will literally say 99 plus people in queue ahead of you. And I've personally gone through and waited till that whittled down long periods of time, and then the chat just dies out and I have to start over again. But one thing that I would like to make very clear is that this is not just Questrade specific. This is an industry-wide phenomenon that's going on right now. I mentioned all of these new people coming into the market. For those of you that don't know, we do run what's called our Investing Academy. We work with hundreds of students all across Canada who are learning about the stock market. They use a variety of different platforms of their choice. And we've had multiple conversations where even the big banks, which are known to be kind of more reliable, RBC Direct, we've had students wait for 2 hours on the line and then get disconnected. TD, CIBC, the list goes on, but the simple fact of it is that the demand has outweighed. It's been too much for these platforms to upkeep. And really, if any of these brokerage companies are watching this, which I know, I'm quite sure they will, Questrade, Wealthsimple, whatever the case is, my one piece of advice that I would give to you is please do what you can to increase this support, because investors do need it from time to time. I do get it that this is a do-it-yourself platform, and like I said, if you want the highest level of support, you go work with an advisor. This is a discount. They call it a discount brokerage for a reason, so I understand that. But to me, it's like, for all the money that I see on these Wealthsimple ads and the Questrade ads, can we take some of that budget and put it into hiring some great support that can handle the inquiries? That would be my one piece of positive criticism for this platform and all platforms alike. Ultimately, my decision, FYI guys, was I decided to move my RSP to TD Direct Investing. I'm going to try that as a platform. I couldn't do Wealthsimple because Wealthsimple, as I've covered in many other videos, their selection of stocks is there's a lot of stocks on there that you can't buy, and that was simply not going to cut it for me. I needed the variety, so I went with TD Direct Investing. If you guys want to update video on that, feel free to leave a comment down below and I can do that. Now, that alone, just the customer service, would be the only thing negative that I have to say about Questrade. In terms of the day-to-day trading, in terms of me managing my portfolio, the buys, the sells, the commissions, it has exceeded my expectation. I continue to invest on Questrade. I will continue to invest on Questrade. And to give you a bit of a spoiler alert, if you are investing or new to investing and you're thinking about Questrade, as long as you have over $1,000, this is still my platform of choice. Now, we can look over here to this I have the tab already linked up, but this has not changed. Questrade does require a minimum deposit of $1,000. So it says here, do I need a minimum to open an account? You don't need a minimum to open an account, but to start trading, you need $1,000. So the difference there is you can technically open up your account and maybe you pop money in slow and steadily. Maybe if you're just getting started, you pop 200 or 500 in. Once you hit that $1,000 threshold, then you'll be able to go in and actively trade. And again, I'll show you in just a second what it's like to go in and trade. I'm going to be purchasing a stock for you guys. One other advancement that I would like to update you guys, this has been an update since my previous videos. The inactivity fees have been discontinued. Now, this is pretty huge, especially when you're starting out with smaller amounts of money. Questrade previously had charged a inactivity fee, meaning every quarter, if you didn't buy or sell, if you just kind of left your account stagnant, you would have been charged a slight fee. Now, as of October 2020, they did discontinue this. So although minor, that is something that does add up for a lot of investors out there. You don't have to worry if you go a quarter without buying or selling. They're not going to be hitting you with these fees. That is just one of the other updates that, since I posted the previous videos, this has evolved. But let's go into the account itself. Not much has changed in the user interface. What I always do is I go into this trade tab at the top right. This will bring you into essentially the dashboard where you can go in and actually buy and sell stocks, because this is more or less just an overview of your accounts. We'll give it a second to load up. Now that we are here into our account, you get a bunch of information regarding the balances. We see we are on the balances tab. It gives you basically your total equity. And again, if you want a full walkthrough, I'll link it up at the top for you guys. I've done a full walkthrough of this, so a much more in-depth explanation. But you got your total amount of equity in both Canadian dollars and US dollars. You also have the option of viewing it all in Canadian dollars or all in US dollars. It shows you the cash in your portfolio. As of today, it looks like I have about $4,400 in Canadian dollar cash. You'll note that I don't hold any USD, and we'll have a really nice teaching point when I go in to purchase my stock in a moment. You can view it again all in Canadian dollars. Obviously, I have $4,400 Canadian, or I have the equivalent, let's call it, of $3,500 in USDs. Again, you have the market value. This is essentially the value of all the companies you own. If you do toggle over to this positions tab, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be blurring this out or not. I don't typically share my portfolio and trades on the channel. This is exclusive for our students. We do actually have our private membership group, which is live. If you want to follow along with all the trades I make and what I do in the stock market, click the first link down below. It is only $19 a month as of filming this video. It may increase with time, but that's such a cool tool for you to follow along. This is, of course, just one of my portfolios, but just FYI, the stock that I am going to be bumping up is the company Tencent. So this is a newer position. I do own the stock in my other portfolio, but it's a newer position I'm building, and you can see it's a significantly smaller weighting than majority of my holdings. My plan is to phase into this stock and build it up. But yeah, just as an update, people ask me all the time whether I use these left-hand side toggle bars. I have not changed my opinion since then. For example, you have a watch list here. This watch list I updated a few years ago and I have never used it once. Me personally, I use Yahoo Finance. I'll share with you, just a screenshot of what I typically look at it on my phone actually in the mornings to see what's going on. To me, that's the best use. You can look up stocks, so you can go here and look up a stock quote. For example, the Coca-Cola company. It can give you some more information, but we're going to go back to this account tab and we're going to show you how to go in and purchase a stock. This will give you a feel of just what the platform's like and as well kind of show you the commission structure, because obviously a question that comes up is, well, what are the costs to invest? Well, again, we talked about no inactivity fees. There's no cost to open an account, I didn't mention, but where you pay is when you buy and sell investments. So the stock that I have decided to purchase today is the company Tencent. The ticker is TCEHY. The math on this, I typically use a calculator. I'm just going to use I'll use the calculator here just to show you guys. I typically use my phone calculator, but this is a very simple way. When I'm buying a stock, I would basically pull it up here to get a quote. Today it trades at $78 USD. This is, of course, the US ticker that I'm looking at. This is a Chinese company. Stock has come down. I'm really liking this company at the moment. I'm not going to get into Tencent because that's a whole another video. But today the shares trade at $78 USD. So what I'm going to be doing in this case is moving back to our order entry tab. This is where we have the quote inputted. We see we're toggled onto the stock option here, or I shouldn't say stock option, stocks and options. We're on the stock toggle. You get a bunch of details regarding the quote, and I'm going to be doing some, I pulled out my calculator on my phone. I'm going to be doing some quick math here. I want to buy about $1,000 worth US dollars, and I want to divide that by the share price, which was $78 per share, let's call it today. What this tells me is that if I want to invest $1,000, I need to buy 12-ish shares of Tencent. Again, I know I have capital left over, so it's not going to be a big issue. I am factoring this is US dollars, so $1,000 Canadian is actually going to cost me somewhere along the lines of probably 1,300-ish, maybe a little bit more, give or take, plus the conversion fee. So in this case, let's assume that I want to buy an additional 12 shares of Tencent. Again, this is just me phasing into my position. When you get to the order type, you will notice a variety of different orders. Typically, I like to do a market order, especially seeing how the market's open. It's just, I want to get my order filled right away. But because Tencent is a company that actually trades over the counter, which we'll look at in a second, I'm going to go ahead and place a limit order. Now, with a limit order, we have to essentially set the price that we want to pay when it comes to buying the stock. You will note today that the quote here says $78.09. The quotes are always delayed by about 15 minutes. That's actually quite standard across the industry, unless you're paying for like a very up-to-date live trading, live quotation system. But I'm going to go ahead and put in a limit price of, let's just put $78.16, meaning I'm okay paying $78.16 at $12 per share. I'm going to go ahead and click buy. Obviously, you can click buy or sell, and you notice here the account, which I have blurred out. I want to make sure that's in my right account. This is a good teaching point because you will get a notification. This stock does trade over the counter and you can buy them. They're just warning you that they do come with additional risk. Once I hit OK, well, this brings us into our order confirmation page. You will always get an order confirmation page so you can see how much you'd be paying. Don't feel like once you hit that buy button that you're gone for good. This is basically telling us buy 12 shares of Tencent at the limit of $78.16. Obviously, I blurred out my account, but that's 12 shares totaling a total cost in US dollars of $937, that is. The commission on this is going to be just shy of $5. So Questrade charges a commission of $4.95 per trade. That's buy or sell. If I'm buying a US stock, it's going to be in US dollars. If I'm buying a Canadian stock, it's going to be in Canadian dollars. And of course, ETFs are free. So if you're an index investor, it's going to be free. I'll touch on that as I wrap up this video. But I'm going to go ahead and click send order here. We'll give it a moment, see if we can work any magic. We will know often your position will get filled and you'll get just a little memo that pops up here or a little notification. As you can see, we can go to orders and we can see that we do have an open order. So Tencent here accepted buy 12 shares at a limit price of $78.16. I'll give it a moment here and we can actually check back when this order gets filled. So you will get an update basically when this order is executed, and you'll be able to actually toggle to this execution tab and it'll look something like this. You'll note that just earlier in the week, I bought some Alibaba. I'm actually just bumping up a little bit of my Chinese holdings as they have sold off. But as we wait for this position to get filled, I want to share with you guys basically just an overview, or kind of wrapping things together on my opinion on this platform. Like I said, the customer service has diminished, as with a lot of platforms. Personally, for me, I would love to see that pick up. And like I said, if Questrade's watching this, or any other broker out there in the industry, I'd love for them to take some of their advertising budget and just really focus on bumping up the service, because, 95 to 98% of people, I truly believe, can go through this platform day in and day out. They can go their entire, years of using the platform and never run into an issue. But there are certain times where they just require the support. Okay, that's just the reality of it. A great example of this is I was working with a student who was getting their account set up, and their legal name didn't match the ID name. It was a Chinese name, right? So the name just didn't link up properly. Well, that's not really someone's fault. That's just, it caused a red flag, and the account didn't get opened. There was a flag on it, and it was weeks before they actually were able to communicate back and forth because of that because of that lack of support. And it's like, especially when you're new and getting started with investing, you want to have that support there. You want to be able to get your account opened right away. And yeah, it's just tough. I do totally see where Questrade's coming from. I'm actually very close in touch with Questrade. I'm getting back to them all the time. Questrade, by the way, if you do want to, let me finish up this summary, but if you do decide to go with Questrade, they do have a special offer with me going, where if you sign up using the link below, you get your first $50 in commission-free trades. So I just paid $5.95 there for that commission. You would essentially get your first $50 in commission-free trades just for signing up with that link. So if you want to support the channel, if you enjoyed this video, by the way, give it a thumbs up. And that's also another great way of supporting the channel and myself. That's that first link down below. But what I was getting at was that, Questrade, all of these platforms, there are still going to be times where you do need that one-on-one connection. You do need someone to reply you by email. And I totally get the predicament that these companies are in with such an influx of new investors, but I would love to see that area bumped up. Other than that, this platform has exceeded my expectations. Again, you do have to start with $1,000 minimum. So that would be the only case. If someone came to me and said, well, I have $500 to invest and I don't have a dollar more, when you're starting with a smaller amount, an alternative would be Wealth Simple Trade. Wealth Simple Trade, I've done videos on them as well. But for me, as a long-term investor doing this more seriously, they don't have all the stock. Like, for example, Disney stock, they don't have. They don't have a couple of other Chinese companies I own. Their selection is slimmer. And to me, that's just something that I'm not okay with. I personally would rather pay the $5 commission and simply have access to more companies so that I can build up my portfolio as I please. That would really be the only main thing that I would consider. Again, understand that when you're using a discount brokerage or a do-it-yourself platform, the level of support you're getting is simply less than if you were to go work with an advisor or go work hand in hand with somebody and pay those extra fees. But all in all, that would be my update review on Questrade. Let's take a quick look at this order, and here's actually a great example of why I hate using limit orders. So take a look at this. This is a great example, guys. I put the limit order for $78.16. If we take a look at Questrade, and I'm just going to refresh this to see an up-to-date look. Well, Tencent has bounced up since I went in to place that order, aka my order didn't get filled. If I would have just picked a market order, my order would have been filled. I would have gone on with my day. But because the OTC stocks, you got to put it with the over-the-counter stocks, you have to use a limit order. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to cancel this. I can go ahead and click cancel order. This is not going to charge me my commission, FYI, because it didn't actually go through. Go ahead and cancel this order. Yes, I'm just going to go put a new trade order in. I already remember exactly what to do. I wanted 12 shares, but now I'm going to put a limit order of, let's just put it something very nice and easy to fill, such as $78.50. Again, I'm completely fine with that. I don't pinch over pennies. Let's hit OK. We're going to have our confirmation pop back up. I'll be blurring some of that out, but let's send this order so we can get our order filled right away. And as we see, that was opened and that was filled immediately. So this is a good teaching point where, again, you will get a notification, right? Oh, it just disappeared now. But if I go to my executed trades here, I bought 12 shares. I bought 12 shares of Tencent. If it were up to me, I would have just placed a market order. But again, with the over-the-counter stocks, you do have to place a limit order. That's just the way it is. Now, if I go back to my positions tab, you will note that, so this market value has been bumped up and it reflects the new purchase. I've got a lot of conviction in this company long-term, not that you should just copy and follow along with this, because that will not work well for you if you just blindly copy this stuff. We do let students, again, through our membership group, keep up to date with what I'm doing and actually learn why we do the things we do in the portfolio. That's that first link down below, and it's only $19 a month, but that's simply there reflected at, and that's how I plan to build up my position in a stock that is, slowly coming down. To me, that's one of the best ways to mitigate a dropping stock is to go in and purchase in bulk, or in batches, I should say, to help, even out your average cost. But that'll be it for today's video, guys. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you guys learned something new and enjoyed the video. Again, all in all, to summarize, Questrade would be my platform of choice if I was starting with over $1,000. If you come in with the understanding that, hey, customer service has diminished, maybe that's something they watch this video, maybe that's something they fix. Hopefully, Questrade, shout out to you guys. Again, big fan, big supporter. I will be using this platform going forward. Again, if you do want to sign up, there is a link down below. It's $50 in commission-free trades simply for using that link. If you guys enjoyed this video, you appreciated me giving you a look behind the scenes, kind of at the back end, leave a thumbs up, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and then we do offer training and courses through our Investing Academy down below. Only for long-term investors, not for day traders, anything of that sort, but you can learn all about that in the link below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.